we're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money. Who controls?
Great to see you. You ran on this. It's happening here and there. Between experiments like the one in upstate New York and others, plus stimulus checks, local and federal governments are spending billions of dollars and sending them directly to Americans. Is this a good test of your campaign platform, and do you think it'll catch on?
Of course it'll catch on, Shepard, because we're living it. Right now, tens of millions of American families have seen their incomes either reduced or in some cases completely taken away by the pandemic. And now tens of millions of us are getting these $1,400 stimulus checks that are helping provide a lifeline for millions of families. It makes us stronger, healthier, more secure, mentally healthier, improves our relationships. 55% of Americans are now for cash relief in perpetuity, and 85% are for cash relief during this pandemic.
As a candidate for mayor in the big city, you've proposed what amounts to $1 billion a year plan to give that money directly to the city's poor. New York City is in a world of hurt financially, and you haven't shared specifics on where you'd get the money. Why not? Don't voters have a right to know?
Of course. And we've been very clear about where we're going to get the money, Shepard. You have landlords like Madison Square Garden who've been enjoying massive tax breaks. MSG's tax breaks, $40 million a year alone. If you look at that money and you get it back into the city's hands, plus you invest some level of the city's resources, we can alleviate extreme poverty here in New York City. And the way the city works is that if you keep someone in a more stable situation, they'll actually end up saving public resources, because when someone hits our streets or our shelters, it's very expensive, both on a human level and an economic level.
MSG is not going to foot the whole bill for that. I mean, the voters deserve a few more specifics than that, don't you think?
Sure. So if you look at the property tax exempt landlords in New York City, and if they were paying in what they should be for police services, fire services, MSG is just an example. But if MSG is $40 million a year alone, this easily gets into the hundreds of millions of dollars. And New Yorkers know that a lot of these institutions have been essentially getting a free ride on city services for years.
You know, I worked in a place once where they'd call this free stuff and say handouts don't work. I think a lot of people who believe in conservative economic policy would say this is the worst thing you can do. There are some of those in New York City. How do you convince them?
Well, again, a majority of Americans now know that this is the path we should be on, because when this money comes into our hands, where does it go, Shepard? It goes to locally owned small businesses. It goes to car repairs. It goes to sometimes getting a better job or even starting a business. This is capitalism where income doesn't start at zero, which is going to function at a much higher level than if you have millions of Americans who don't have money to spend, can't be consumers, and even can't make ends meet.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that everything is planned out. Now, of course, guys, we get into the funny article first. We have J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo face customer anger over stimulus checks. So, guys, just a few days late, even though the check says the 17th, the people are upset. And we know that people are getting used to this free money. And we know what's coming next, guys. Crypto's programmable money tell you what, where, and how to buy. The new world order is setting it up. Create the problem. Wait for the reaction, and then run in with the solution. Now we have another new world order guy, Andrew Yang, coming back with the universal basic income, guys, in New York. So we know the universal basic income is going to be the plug, and we know cryptos. This free money. I keep trying to tell you guys. And then also, we know on the West Coast, California is already doing universal basic income. Doesn't get a lot of media attention, but they're already doing it. Now, we also have the Fed meeting Tuesday and Wednesday. And we know the Fed moves markets. So stocks and cryptos, we know the markets are going to move. Now, we also have Altice CEO says that cable TV is going to die. And guys, we already know that. It's already done. We know they didn't allow those fire sticks to get out. People get free cable for any reason. It was all part of the plan. Now we have Biden is considering a major federal tax increase. And we know he's going to do it. Remember what the Democratic narrative is. They're for the people. They're against Wall Street. But guys, we know the bird needs both wings to fly. Now, getting over into the actual stocks, guys, we have the Asian Pacific stocks right now are flat. Don't forget to pay attention to CNBC World because that gives us insight on how we're going to do in the U.S. markets. Also, guys, we have two ETFs. We have the hydrogen ETF. I went over clean energy yesterday, but this is an ETF. I think it just went on the stock market on the 10th. And then also, guys, we have the 5G ETF, FIFG. So I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. But we know 5G is what? The future for fourth industrial revolution. We know hydrogen is for the fourth industrial revolution. Remember, guys, we're looking ahead. We're not in the current moment. The sheep look in the current moment. We look 3, 5, 10 years down the road. So therefore, we're sitting back laughing while everybody's working hard. Now we have Jim Cramer says Beyond Meat would do well in the reopening of the economy. And guys, we know this is Bill Gates. We know this is lab meat, the technician making your meat. And we know that's where they want to head it because they want to do what? They want to change your DNA. This is way bigger. I'm not going to get into it on this channel. It's way bigger. You may want to get my New World Order book, guys. But also we have EV plays. We know Ford and General Motors are not going anywhere. Also, even though Tesla has taken a hit, we know it's not going anywhere either. It was going 100 times earnings. We know the hit was eventually going to happen, but we know what the actual agenda is for Tesla. We know the autonomous driving. And then plus, if you hook up 5G to this car with these Starlink satellites, that takes humanity out the picture. Now we have DigitalOcean Cloud is preparing for an IPO to battle Amazon. And we know how important cloud is, guys. Data, data, data. And then also, guys, we have AMC popping again. And you know, guys, AMC is my stock. It was my stock for the reopening. I have been buying a lot, selling a lot, buying a lot, selling a lot. And that's what you have to do during these times. Now, also, we have General Electric, American Airlines, and Apple did well today. And remember, I went over those stocks yesterday. Now, basically, looking over the indicators, we had the dollar down. We had the VIX down. We had yields down. So what does it automatically mean for stocks? That's right. We were up. Make sure you are paying attention to these yield rates. The Fed is going to be very, very important. Last time when Jerome spoke, we went down like 600 points. We're going to see whether he's going to just give the people what they want and say he's going to be buying more treasuries. Crank that machine up some more, guys. That's all they're doing is printing, printing, printing. But we know what the goal was for. We know why they printed all this money. Because they're moving us over to the fourth industrial revolution. And don't let anybody convince you otherwise. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget to go to the main channel, Crypto Teacher. Like, subscribe, learn the new economy. Also, blockchain, this channel. Like, subscribe, spread it everywhere, and y'all have a wonderful day.